my plea in Michigan, and it be my plea until the last breath I draw and the last word I speak, is education for all children, all men, and all women of Michigan, all the people, in all our states, all the time.
Woodbridge Ferris was a believer in education for everyone. The qualities he looked for in students was a craving to learn and the ability to work hard. One such Ferris student was Gideon Smith. He was a member of the 1910 Ferris football team, and upon graduating, he became the first African-American football player at Michigan State University. Gideon Smith came to Ferris Institute as one of several students who were looking for educational opportunities that were not offered to them in the South. Here are some recollections of a Ferris graduate, Percival Parris, who went on to become the editor of both the Chicago Defender and Pittsburgh Courier newspapers.
What did I want to do anyhow? This was 1915 and I was 20 years old. In the circles that included my friends, the talk was always about growing up to be a lawyer. I wanted to go to Harvard to study law, but you couldn't work on the farm at Harvard. Also, you had to have some money, and you had to have sufficient credits or units in various subjects. Harness making and bricklaying, which I had learned something about at Hampton, wouldn't help me at Harvard. I had heard of a school in northern Michigan where some of our boys had gone to study subjects that would enable them to pass college entrance examinations. I decided I would try to go to that school, Ferris Institute in Big Rapids, Michigan. Ferris Institute was inspiring. With its large, capacious buildings, it didn't look as new as it really was. It had been founded in 1884 by Mr. and Mrs. Woodbridge N. Ferris as an industrial school. By the time I reached Ferris, it was no longer an industrial school. It was what I have always called it, a cram school. Classes began at 6 o'clock in the morning and continued until 6 in the evening, the only breaks being for a chapel service at 8 o'clock in the morning and for lunch. I was at Ferris from September 1916 until June 1917. During that period, practically 10 months, I covered the following courses: 2 years of French, 2 years of Latin, algebra, plane geometry, trigonometry, rhetoric, and spelling.
Today, Ferris State University embraces diversity in many ways. This can be seen in areas such as the Center for Latino Studies and the Veterans Resource Center, as well as the Offices of Diversity and Inclusion, Multicultural Student Services, International Education, and Educational Counseling and Disability Services. An example of the celebration of diversity is shown through the International Festival of Cultures. For over 25 years, the International Festival has been a showcase of cultural diversity through education, food, entertainment, activities, and exhibits. Today, being diverse is who we are. As students, faculty, and staff at Ferris State University, we have grown from the philosophy of Woodbridge Ferris.
Victory, by